success by keeping things simple. It's funny that I have fun in my organization. We have a lot of fun about what I don't know, but I get paid very well. So here's the thing, the intelligence is in this business happens to almost, not the ignorance, but the intelligence is also knowing the tools and when to step out of the way. So my success is just like this. When I first started in a CEO, I went to go do a meeting, in-home meeting, and for some reason there were doctors there. I came from a company that had over 100 products, and I came to a company here that had one product. There's more science about this than anything else. I didn't know how to explain it, but I didn't know how to get in front of people. I went to do this meeting for Maureen Hayes in Houston. Let's say there were 6 doctors and 4 nurses. I don't get into the biology of this product. I just push play and rub the stuff. Okay? And I know, but here's the thing. Remember, it's a simple thing to do, but it's also simple things not to do. At that meeting, I got up front, I was intimidated, just like a lot of you feel at times. Do you ever feel that way? Yeah. So I got in front of these people, I said, how many of y'all have heard of redox signal molecules? Do you know how many heard of it? None. That means I'm smarter than them. So the only thing I can do this. You're cutting my time. So here's the thing. Only thing I did is I pushed play on the video. That's it. And you know what you're going to ask me? Which video? Understand, it's not the video. It's an act of keeping it simple. Y'all hear these people sponsoring in from this app. It's an act of keeping it simple. It's not necessarily always the information. It's the fact that they can look and say, man, I can do that. We think it's about the product and the science, and you're losing it. It's about the simplicity of delivering information. To do an in-home presentation. There you go. Oh, I do. Shoot. In-home presentation. I did 8 of these in a 7-day period because this is what I've always done. So everybody, y'all can go home and do tactical stuff. You're in control of 7 days. You go home and you focus on 7 days. Your daily mode of operation is starting a meeting. You do the meeting. Don't wait on your upline, because this is exactly how I did it. I go into a home. I did this, and I've done hundreds of these. I go into a home and I start my presentation. I just did this in San Antonio, the most affluent part of San Antonio, Texas. The next door neighbor of this person's home was George Strait. So I walk into the meeting. The owner of the house sits on the board of AT&T. His wife is about to be the head coach, track and field coach for the USA track and field, the Olympics. So I'm going to do the meeting. The only reason I'm able to do the meeting because the meeting they saw me do before, and they had not done anything for over a year, but the meeting they saw me do before, I pushed play on the video. I'm telling you what got them. We go to do the meeting at their house. They have about 12, 14, 15. They're extremely affluent people. I do the meeting. This is what I did. How many of y'all have ever heard of redox signal molecules? Means I'm smarter than you. I don't say that, but that's what I feel about it. So anyway, that's why I asked how many of y'all have heard of antioxidants. Have a little fun. Now I asked him, said, well, would you like to see a 45-minute PowerPoint or watch an 18-minute video? And everybody's been asking which video, the one you just saw this weekend, guys. I want to blow it up by getting out of my own way, by leveraging tools. So this is what I would do. I did the meeting. You got to push play on the video on the back end. And I tell them a short Genesis story. And we'll get to the Genesis story with 40 people and try the product. I sample out my stuff. I give them the sample of they'll see it, drink it. I don't get into the science. I don't get into just hold your hands out, close your eyes. I don't do any of that stuff. Just drink it. And so we do this on the back end and finish the story. So it tastes like, boom, 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 boom. They tell me. And I said, what does that mean to you? And this group from 40 people to 135 people in 20 countries in 2 months. And then I asked them, how many of y'all, and I'll tell the testimonial, how many of y'all know people like to look younger? How many of y'all know people like to look younger? Rub it on the back of the hand, one. Feel the difference later. And then if you have someplace you hurt, rub it where you hurt. Then here's the thing, I show before and after pictures. Now here's the kicker. On the back end of that, even me as a double ambassador, top 10 income earner, I call somebody to close a meeting for me. A simple 3-way call. And those who are doing a 3-way call are there to validate what people just saw. Not to talk about how big we are, how big this is and where we're going, but it's very simply, what you just saw is something that turned me on 6.5 years ago. And it's made all the difference. Can you do what you just saw? The act of doing this is the act of duplicating. You duplicate your own efforts. If you're not reaching out to at least 2 people a day, don't get down on yourself, because you're not having success because you're not doing the work. Because if you do the work, the simple aspect of reaching out to 2 people a day, drive them to a meeting. How do you make a meeting successful? Is you do meetings before the meeting, promote the meeting. It's not all about the meeting. So I hope that's helpful. I'm getting pretty fired up. I haven't eaten breakfast. But guys, go home and control your own aspects. The first 7 days, start your own meetings. You push play on that video, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Thanks.